Good morning, folks. Thanks so much for checking us out here on MyHighPlains.com. Meteorologist Nick Lilia here, taking a look at the severe weather threat come later this afternoon. And things have changed a little bit in about the last hour or two, so I want to walk you through exactly what we're looking at right now. So the threat for severe weather really hasn't changed as far as where the opportunities for severe weather are at, really. A slim to low to medium threat still across the high plains. The medium threat still includes the city of Amarillo, points off to the east and northeast. Our main concern right now is actually back off in some of our northeastern counties come later this afternoon and into this evening, and really into the overnight hours as you head down off to the south and to the east. So what does the latest from the RPM computer model run suggest? Well, we're still looking at that slim to low threat for an isolated tornado for today, especially back off to the north and east. And really, you folks in Perryton, back over toward Booker's, you make your way into Lipscomb, down toward Canadian, Beaver, Knowles, Gate, maybe as you make your way back down off to the south toward Wheeler. But really, the atmospheric conditions are ripe for an isolated tornado or two, really back off to the north and east. I've included the city of Amarillo in this, but for the most part, I think all we will see is high wind and hail if a thunderstorm is to develop near us. Now, what are the main threats for today? Well, winds in excess of 50 miles an hour, hail sizes in excess of an inch. That's about quarter-sized or so. We're always watching out for cloud-to-ground lightning, and that goes with any thunderstorm. It doesn't have to be severe. And also, again, that isolated tornado, we can't rule out the possibility of an isolated tornado here or there come later this afternoon. So, what does the future sky forecast suggest? Well, here we are at 2 o'clock with just a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms across the high plains. Nothing severe at this point, but this is when we're going to start to see some of these severe storms initiate. Here we are at 5 o'clock, just about dinner time, and this is where, in the last hour or two, things have changed. Originally, these stronger cells developed a little further back off to the west, as suggested by our future sky forecast, instead of really firing up over places like Perryton back as you make your way toward, getting in toward Miami or so, as you make your way down I-40 toward Groom, kind of that void in between Groom and Claude, and back down into the Palo Duro Canyon and down off to the south. Now that's the thinking, and then as we head through the rest of the evening, 7 o'clock, just about kickoff for all the high school football games, here in town, not bad. Maybe a thunderstorm lingering around, but that's about it. Perryton still dealing with some rain, and as you make your way back toward McLean, down into Clarendon, maybe as you get your way toward Headley, and then draping down off to the south and west. And then as we head further into the overnight hours, a couple of guys left over, but the future sky forecast has really tailed off at 10 o'clock and eventually toward midnight from the severe weather threat. For us here in Amarillo, you still have to worry about it off to the northeast and down off to the south. Now keep in mind, to the northeast, that's where we're worried about an isolated tornado. That being said, it's very hard for us to get tornadoes overnight across the high plains. But in the last year or so, we have seen one or two, so it's not completely out of the question. So keep that in mind as you do make your late evening plans. Temperature-wise for today, about 83 here in town, 82 in Hereford, 81 for you folks in Dimmitt. And we will get warm out in Childress at about 90 degrees. So if you do have plans for later tonight, make sure they do include a NOAA weather radio, or at the very least, a smartphone with an app on it where you can get live weather updates, or perhaps even listen to the NOAA weather radio. There are apps out there for that. And again, thanks so much for checking us out here on MyHighPlains.com.